Hello, YouTubers. I want to welcome you to another edition of Parking Bin Gear. Now, hopefully you've been liking the videos and subscribing and all that business, because I often refer to older videos. And real quick, before we start on this video, last week we took a look at the Alesis SR18 and compared it to the Beat Buddy. Now, one thing I wanted to mention, which I did not in the previous video because I didn't know about it, is I was going through the presets of the Alesis SR18, standard presets. And there are 99 of them. And I kind of had to hunt and peck around to find useful patterns. And then I made a discovery, is that there's another 99 presets, but they're called the user presets. And what I discovered with the user presets is that they are the much more usable patterns. For example, here's one, just pretty standard drum machine patterns, if you like. Whereas I found that on the regular presets, it had some really kind of more exotic sounds, if you like. Kind of like hip-hop and dance beats and things, which are fine for showing what the machine can do, if you like. But as far as useful patterns, I found that the user patterns are much more usable. Alright, just something to keep in mind with the Alesis SR18. Alright, now, as you know, my guitar setup is basically 2 amps, right, and then a bass amp, right, and using a crossover that kind of splits the signal into high tones and low tones. And I've discovered that bass amp wise, you don't need a huge amplifier. And in the back of my mind, I always have the coffee house gig scenario, where you don't want to bring huge amps. Well, of course, I went looking around, and, I had a Fender Rumble 20, which I found kind of a bigger amp than I wanted. However, the sound quality is just fantastic. Well, in any case, I went looking around, and locally I found a Hartke HD25. Right. This is a little small bass amp. In fact, we can look at it here. Okay, here's the Hartke HD25. Okay. So it's a rather small bass amp, 25 watts. And you've got the controls here, very simple. Just volume and a 3-band EQ, and that's about it. Right. Power switch, I guess. Headphone jack and an I/O thing. Anyway. So there it is, and compare that to the Fender 20, which is under it. That's the Rumble 25 watt. Yeah, so you can see the Hartke is just a little bit smaller. So anyway, I went looking around and this Hartke was for sale at a pretty darn reasonable price. Well, I just couldn't resist, and I'll tell you why. I have other Hartke bass amps, but they're much larger. And what they're known for is their speakers are a combination of paper cone and aluminum cone, right? So I was thinking, well, definitely have to, try that out and see, if it's going to fart out or what have you. Kind of like the Fender Rumble 15 does. So anyway, I made an offer on it, and it was below $100. And one guy locally accepted the offer. I went and picked it up, and here it is. And what I was stunned by is I cleaned it up a little bit, and man, it just looks great. It looks like brand new. And I really like the size of it, but also the sound. In fact, to be quite honest, the sound is so very similar to the Fender Rumble 25, it's kind of hard to believe. I mean, I'd have a hard time distinguishing between both amps. And because of my setup, remember, the crossover kind of takes all the lows, even on guitar, and runs them to the bass amp. In fact, we can take a listen to it here. This is little puny Fender Frontman 10G, which is like the puniest Fender little tiny practice amp. But the low end is the Hartke HD25, and as a result you get kind of a nice sound, a big guitar sound. Watch what happens when I turn off the Hartke bass amp. Okay, same setup and everything, just turning off the bass amp. I'll try to play the similar thing. Darn puny sounding. Sad. Okay. Now with the Hartke again. That's the guitar side of things, and on the bass emulation, it really sounds great. I mean, it's this push it, I guess I can you know, make the speaker kind of plug out. But you know, you have to consciously do that, or just play way too hard, you know. Yeah. And so when playing a loop or what have you, right, you play just okay. And just to give you an example, here's the Hartke, and I'm going to play the same loop without the drums. Just to try it, we'll try the Fender Rumble 25 instead of the Hartke. Alright, now I've got the Fender Rumble 25, and let's hear that. can tell, the Fender Rumble 25 has a little bit more low end, but is not quite as punchy as the Hartke. Which would make sense because of that aluminum cone, and the Hartke makes it sound a little punchier. You know. The truth is I like both of them. However, the Fender Rumble 25 does have a contour switch and is lighter than the Hartke. You know, but it's also a little bit bigger. You know, and I'm just thinking of those coffee house gigs. You don't want a bigger amp, you want a smaller amp. But the 25 seems to have that real bass sound, you know, compared to the Fender Rumble 15, for example. And I'd be very interested in trying out a Hartke HD15, right? Which is the same concept, but with a 6.5-inch speaker instead of an 8-inch speaker. I don't know what results that would get. I know on the Fender Rumble 15 it's very easy to overdrive the speaker. Have it flub out, basically. I don't know if that would be the same case with the Hartke, which seems to be less prone to that. You know, anyway, for the price, you know, I mean, I guess I could resell it, you know. But boy, it's a nice amp and works great in my setup, you know. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, quite frankly. Remains to be seen, I guess. But just the condition of it and the sound of it and things and the convenience of it makes it much more likely that I'll probably keep it. You know, because I do like it. I do like the sound of it. And it looks great, man. You know. Alright. The next episode will be quite interesting, because I've made some trades and things, and I'll show you that next time. Alright, very good. I'll see you next time.